What if I told you that everything you've been taught about intelligence, success, and how your mind works is wrong? That you've been holding yourself back by believing in myths and limitations that simply aren't true? What if the secret to unlocking your highest potential, becoming smarter, and dominating every room you walk into isn't based on what you were born with, but on something entirely different, something you can control, something you can master? Imagine if you could train your brain to function at a level that's 70% smarter than it is now. What if you could outthink anyone in any situation, break through every barrier, and achieve things that others can only dream of? Sounds like science fiction, right? But it's not. It's something that's already within your reach. You've all been told that intelligence is fixed, that you either have it or you don't. That your brain is a set entity that cannot be expanded, and that your potential is limited to what you've already been given. We've been taught to measure our worth by grades, IQ scores, and a rigid set of intellectual abilities. But what if all of that is wrong? What if you've been given a tool that is far more powerful than you've ever realized? The truth is, your brain is not static. It's incredibly adaptable, and it can change in ways you've never been taught. This ability to rewire your brain, to reshape it and grow it, is called neuroplasticity. It's the science that proves you can grow smarter, more capable, and more successful, no matter where you're starting from. Your intelligence is not a ceiling, it's a muscle. And like any muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it gets. This video is going to teach you how to harness this power, how to stop settling for average, how to move beyond your perceived limitations, and how to turn your brain into a sharp, strategic powerhouse that allows you to succeed in ways you never thought possible. In a world full of distractions, where everyone is competing for your attention and your focus, you need more than just book smarts to thrive. You need mental clarity, strategic thinking, and the ability to anticipate what comes next. If you can master this, you'll not only become smarter, but you'll also become unstoppable. And here's the kicker. Mastering your brain isn't about memorizing facts or scoring higher on tests. It's about rewiring your thinking, reshaping how you approach problems, and transforming your mindset. It's about becoming a person who doesn't just react to life, but who shapes it to your advantage. So, are you ready to stop limiting yourself? Are you prepared to unlock your full brain power and make yourself a force to be reckoned with? If so, keep watching, because in this video, we're going to break down how to train your brain for extraordinary success, how to sharpen your intelligence, and how to take control of your mind so you can take control of your future. Get ready to outthink, outwork, and outperform. Let's dive into the science, the hacks, and the strategies that will make you smarter and far more dangerous. They told you intelligence is something you're born with, that you're either a genius or you're not, that your brain has a limit, a ceiling, and that you can only achieve what your mental capacity allows. But what if everything they told you was a lie? What if there's a brain hack hidden in plain sight that can make you 70% smarter and far more dangerous? I'm not talking about the kind of intelligence that's measured by grades or IQ tests. I'm not talking about being good at memorizing facts or knowing a bunch of random information. No. I'm talking about strategic intelligence. The kind of intelligence that puts you ahead of 99% of people in any room. The kind of intelligence that transforms your life and your ability to create success. So, listen closely. This is the game changer you've been waiting for. We've all been told that intelligence is static, that you either have it or you don't. And because of that belief, most people live their lives on autopilot, thinking they can't do better, thinking that their potential is locked away forever. But that's where they've got it wrong. You see, your brain isn't a fixed entity, it's a machine. A highly adaptable one. And like any machine, it can be upgraded, it can be trained, it can be rewired. The truth is, you don't have a ceiling on your intelligence is a muscle, and the more you work it, the stronger it becomes. The brain hack I'm talking about? Neuroplasticity. In simple terms, neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. What does this mean? It means that your brain is not stuck with the intelligence it was born with. No matter your age, no matter your background, your brain has the capacity to grow, evolve, and become more efficient. This is the secret to becoming smarter. You have the power to change how you think, how you process information, and how you solve problems. Your intelligence can expand if you give it the right environment, the right nutrients, and the right training. And it all starts with understanding that you don't have to settle for where you are right now. But here's the catch. Most people are feeding their brains with junk. They're consuming distractions and mindless entertainment that only dull their mental edge. Endless hours of social media scrolling, arguments that don't matter, complaints and negativity. And they wonder why they feel foggy, confused, or stuck. They wonder why they're not moving forward. The difference between you and them is simple. It's your decision to stop feeding your brain nonsense. It's your choice to take control over what enters your mind. It's your ability to clear out the mental clutter and replace it with focused, powerful thoughts. Once you do that, you'll notice a shift. Your thinking will become clearer. Problems that once seemed insurmountable will become opportunities you can easily overcome. Your mind will no longer be an obstacle in your path. It'll be your greatest asset. When you begin to sharpen your brain like this, something extraordinary happens. You begin to outthink others. You anticipate moves before they even happen. You stop reacting to the world and instead you start making the world work for you. You become smarter. Not just in theory, but in action. Your decision-making becomes more precise. Your focus becomes laser sharp. You don't just learn faster, you master faster. But with that kind of power comes a new kind of danger. Because once you unlock your brain's full potential, you stop being the average person in the room. You stop being easily influenced. You become a force to be reckoned with. And that's when the real challenge begins. You become a threat to mediocrity, a danger to the status quo. The average person will never understand how you're able to think faster, move quicker, and achieve more. And that's what makes you dangerous. But this is just the beginning. Now that you've learned the first key to unlocking your potential, the next step is to rewire your brain for even greater success. In part 2, I'll show you the single habit that will supercharge your brain, something that high-level achievers do every single day. But for now, remember this. You are not limited by your intelligence. Your brain is a tool, and you hold the power to sharpen it. And when you do, you'll become unstoppable. Now that you know your brain is far more capable than you've been led to believe, it's time to take action. The next step in this brain hack is something that successful people swear by. It's the habit that separates the high achievers from everyone else. And once you understand it, you'll realize that it's the missing link to unlocking your true potential. What's this powerful habit? It's deliberate practice. While it sounds simple, don't mistake it for just doing something over and over again. Deliberate practice is much more than repetition. It's focused, intentional, and done with purpose. It's the kind of practice that sharpens not only your skills, but your mind. It's how you evolve from being good at something to being exceptional at it. Think of it this way. Every time you challenge yourself to improve, whether you're learning a new language, mastering a skill, or sharpening your ability to think critically, you're changing the structure of your brain. With each deliberate action, you're forcing your brain to form new neural pathways. These pathways make it easier for you to recall information, solve problems, and adapt to new situations faster. But here's the key. You can't just repeat the same actions mindlessly and expect improvement. That's where many people go wrong. You need to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. It's not about doing what you already know. You need to consistently challenge yourself to do what's difficult. This forces your brain to work harder, build new connections, and grow stronger. This is the kind of practice that athletes, musicians, and top performers in every field rely on. The best basketball players don't just shoot hoops aimlessly. They work on specific techniques, focusing on improving their weaknesses. Top musicians don't just play the same songs over and over. They practice scales, work on timing, and challenge themselves with harder pieces. And it's the same in any area of life. If you want to truly master something, you must be willing to push yourself. And deliberate practice involves setting clear goals, analyzing your performance, and seeking continuous feedback. It's about focusing on the areas where you need to improve, instead of merely reinforcing what you already know. And by doing this over time, you'll start seeing real, tangible improvements in your ability. But there's a deeper layer to this practice. The key isn't just in the action, it's in the mindset behind it. Deliberate practice is most effective when you're in a growth mindset. This means believing that your abilities aren't fixed and that with effort you can improve. A growth mindset encourages you to embrace challenges, push through failures, and continuously strive for excellence. And when you adopt this mindset, it creates a virtuous cycle. As you see improvement, you become more motivated, and as your motivation increases, your performance skyrockets. But here's the truth. Most people don't practice deliberately. They don't push themselves to their limits. They settle for mediocrity, taking the path of least resistance. And when they fail, they give up. But you're not most people. You understand that success isn't handed to you, it's earned. It's earned through deliberate, focused effort. Every time you push yourself to learn, improve, and practice, you're growing your intelligence, you're creating new pathways in your brain that allow you to think faster, more clearly, and with more precision. You're making yourself smarter, and you're making yourself more dangerous. By committing to deliberate practice, you'll not only sharpen your brain, but you'll also unlock the next level of your potential. You'll become the person who masters every challenge, the person who outperforms everyone around them. And once you get a taste of that level of mastery, you realize that there's no limit to what you can achieve. So what are you waiting for? The clock is ticking. Start practicing deliberately today. Challenge yourself, push beyond your limits, and watch how it transforms you. So far, we've covered how to unlock your brain's true potential through a powerful brain hack, and how deliberate practice will sharpen your mind. But now, it's time to take things to the next level, because this hack doesn't stop with practice. If you really want to be smarter and more dangerous, you need to harness the power of focus. Focus is the secret weapon of successful people. It's the one thing that separates those who achieve greatness from those who don't. In a world filled with distractions, your ability to stay focused is what will give you the edge. But how do you truly focus in a world that never stops pulling your attention in 1,000 different directions? First, let's get one thing straight. Focus isn't something that comes naturally to everyone. It's a skill that must be developed. And like any skill, it takes time and intentional effort. But the good news is, once you master it, it becomes an incredibly powerful tool in your arsenal. Focus is the ability to direct your mental energy to a single task or thought, blocking out everything else. And in today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, this is a rare skill. Every day we're bombarded by emails, social media notifications, advertisements, and endless distractions that pull us away from what really matters. The constant distractions weaken your ability to concentrate and think critically, slowing down your ability to absorb information and make decisions. But when you learn to master focus, it sharpens your mind, amplifies your creativity, and boosts your productivity. The key to mastering focus is developing deep work. This term was coined by Cal Newport, a professor and author of the book Deep Work, and it refers to the act of engaging in focused, uninterrupted work on a cognitively demanding task. Deep work is the opposite of shallow work. Tasks that are easy, mindless, or filled with distractions, when you engage in deep work, your brain is fully immersed in the task at hand, allowing you to process information faster, make better decisions, and learn more effectively. But to achieve deep work, you must first eliminate distractions. You can't hope to make real progress while checking your phone every 5 minutes or multitasking. Multitasking is a myth. When you divide your attention across multiple tasks, you're not giving your full mental capacity to any one of them, and this reduces your overall efficiency. Instead, focus on one task at a time and give it your undivided attention. You'll be amazed at how quickly you can accomplish things when you are fully present. Another powerful tool to sharpen your focus is time blowing. This involves dedicating specific blocks of time to specific tasks. Instead of letting your day unfold without direction, you set clear, intentional time periods for deep work. During these blocks, you eliminate distractions, turn off notifications, and commit to focusing solely on the task at hand. Time blowing helps you organize your day and ensures that you're using your time effectively. The more focused your work, the better the results. It's also crucial to take care of your brain outside of your work hours. Your brain needs fuel, rest, and recovery to stay sharp. This means getting enough sleep, exercising, eating the right foods, and making sure you're taking breaks throughout the day. Your brain isn't a machine. It needs time to recover in order to maintain its performance at peak levels. And remember, your brain is a muscle. Just as physical exercise strengthens your body, mental exercise strengthens your focus. The more you practice focused, deliberate work, the better you'll get at it. When you learn how to focus deeply and work without distraction, you unlock a superpower. Your brain becomes a tool that you can sharpen and use with precision. your mental energy is no longer scattered. Instead, it's a focused beam that cuts through problems with clarity and purpose. You become unstoppable. Focus isn't just a skill, it's a competitive advantage. And it's one that will make you 70% smarter and far more dangerous than your competitors. If you can master focus, you'll have the ability to accomplish more in less time and reach heights you never thought possible. But you have to commit to practicing focus every single day. It's a habit, and like any habit, it must be cultivated. So, are you ready to unlock your brain's full potential? It's time to embrace the power of focus. It's time to do the work that others won't, to eliminate distractions, and to push yourself to reach levels of performance you never thought possible. When you master focus, nothing can stand in your way. Now that we've explored the importance of focus and the power of deliberate practice, let's turn our attention to another vital element in unlocking your brain's true potential: resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, stay strong in the face of adversity, and keep moving forward, even when the world seems determined to knock you down. If you want to become smarter and more dangerous, you must develop an unbreakable mindset, one that views challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as obstacles to avoid. Every successful person has faced adversity. It's not the absence of problems that sets them apart. It's how they deal with those problems that makes the difference. Resilience begins with mental toughness, the ability to endure difficulties without losing your determination or focus. When faced with challenges, it's easy to feel defeated, to want to give up, or to question whether you're even capable of overcoming the obstacle in front of you. But this is where true strength lies, in your ability to choose how you respond. The first step in building resilience is to reframe your mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, start viewing them as stepping stones. Every setback, failure, or obstacle is an opportunity for growth. In fact, some of the most successful people in the world attribute their greatest achievements to the lessons they learned from failure. It's not the fall that defines you. It's how you get back up. And getting back up starts with perseverance. Perseverance is the unwavering commitment to keep going even when things are tough. It's the ability to continue pursuing your goals even when the path seems uncertain or the results are not immediate. We live in a world that expects quick results, but real success is built over time with consistent effort. The more you persevere through challenges, the stronger and more resilient you become. You develop the belief that no matter how hard things get, you can push through and come out on the other side. Another key aspect of resilience is the ability to maintain emotional control. When life gets tough, it's easy to get overwhelmed by negative emotions: fear, anger, frustration, self-doubt. But allowing these emotions to take control can derail your progress. Resilient people know how to manage their emotions instead of being controlled by them. They practice mindfulness and emotional intelligence, recognizing that while emotions are valid, they do not have to dictate your action. When you learn to stay calm and focused under pressure, you position yourself to make better decisions and take more effective action. Building resilience also requires the ability to adapt. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go according to plan. Resilient people are flexible. They know that failure is not the end, but rather an opportunity to reassess and adjust their approach. If one path doesn't work, they find another. They are not afraid to change direction or try something new. The key is to stay committed to the bigger picture and be willing to do whatever it takes to reach your goal. But perhaps most importantly, resilience is about maintaining a growth mindset. This means that you believe your abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort and persistence. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges because they understand that these challenges are what lead to progress. They don't shy away from difficulties, they lean into them. They know that each failure is just one step closer to success. Resilience is what will allow you to face down any challenge, any setback, any fear, and still rise to the occasion. When you combine resilience with focus, you create an unstoppable force within yourself. You don't just learn from your failures, you grow stronger because of them. You become mentally tougher, more adaptable, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. If you want to be smarter and more dangerous, resilience is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the quality that will carry you through the hard times and propel you to greater heights. So as you continue to sharpen your mind and embrace the brain hack that can make you 70% smarter, remember that resilience will be your secret weapon. The stronger your resilience, the more dangerous you become to your goals, your dreams, and your success. We've covered a lot of ground so far: how focus sharpens your mind, how deliberate practice fuels mastery, and how resilience builds mental toughness. Now, let's talk about one final component that will make you not just smarter, but far more dangerous in achieving success: the power of strategic thinking. Strategic thinking isn't about reacting to what's happening around you. It's about creating a plan and executing it with precision and purpose. It's about thinking ahead and recognizing patterns, seizing opportunities, and staying 3 steps ahead of the competition. The truly dangerous people in this world aren't just the ones who work hard. They're the ones who work smart. They understand that success doesn't just come from grinding it out day after day. It comes from making intelligent, calculated moves that lead to massive results. To unlock this level of strategic thinking, you need to embrace a shift in perspective. You need to move from a reactive mindset to a proactive one. Reactive people are constantly reacting to events as they happen, putting out fires, dealing with problems as they arise, and responding to whatever comes their way. While this may be necessary at times, the truly successful people are the ones who think ahead. They anticipate problems before they occur, and they know how to mitigate risks long before those risks can impact their progress. To think strategically, you first need to analyze your current situation. Take stock of where you are now. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What opportunities are available to you, and what threats might be lurking in the background? Strategic thinkers are always evaluating their environment, whether it's the competitive landscape, market trends, or personal relationships. By being aware of what's going on around you, you position yourself to make decisions that are aligned with your long-term goals, not just your short-term desires. But awareness alone isn't enough. You also need to plan your next moves with intention. This is where the brain hack comes into play. You're now operating on a higher level, seeing the bigger picture and understanding the consequences of each decision you make. Strategic thinkers never act impulsively. Instead, they assess all possible options, weigh the risks and rewards, and choose the best course of action. They make calculated decisions based on the data they've gathered, the experiences they've had, and the knowledge they've acquired. One powerful aspect of strategic thinking is the ability to leverage resources. You can't do it all alone. To truly become a force to be reckoned with, you need to surround yourself with the right people, tools, and opportunities. Strategic thinkers know how to form powerful alliances, access valuable information, and use their resources efficiently. They understand that success is rarely achieved in isolation. They build teams, invest in education, and constantly seek ways to maximize their influence. Finally, strategic thinking requires flexibility. Even the best laid plans can fall apart, and the landscape can change quickly. When it does, a strategic thinker doesn't panic or become defensive. Instead, they adapt, recalibrate, and adjust their approach. Being flexible doesn't mean being indecisive. It means being willing to pivot when necessary, while still keeping your long-term vision in mind. A rigid mindset will get you stuck, but a flexible, adaptable one will help you overcome any obstacle. When you combine all of these elements, focus, resilience, deliberate practice, and strategic thinking, you unlock a powerful brain hack that propels you forward at an accelerated rate. You become someone who is not just reactive, but proactive. Someone who can outsmart the competition and outlast the setbacks. Your mind becomes sharper, your decisions become more calculated, and your ability to execute becomes more precise. The world is full of talented, hardworking people, but the ones who rise to the top are the ones who use their brains to their advantage. By mastering these mental hacks, you make yourself not just smarter, but more dangerous. Dangerous to anyone who stands in the way of your goals. Dangerous to anyone who doubts your potential. And dangerous to anyone who underestimates what you're capable of. You have the power to unlock this potential. It's time to take control, think strategically, and start executing with purpose. The brain hack is in your hands, and with it, you will transform your mind and your life. The question now is, are you ready to become 70% smarter and far more dangerous than you ever thought possible? Now that you've uncovered the secrets to unlocking your brain's true potential through neuroplasticity, deliberate practice, focus, and resilience, it's time to reflect on what this all means for you. You've learned that intelligence is not a fixed trait. It's not something you're born with, but something you can develop, grow, and harness. You've discovered that by pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, eliminating distractions and staying focused, you can sharpen your mind and become a force to be reckoned with. But here's the truth. Unlocking your full potential is not a one-time achievement. It's a journey. It's about continuous growth, constant practice, and always striving to improve. The work never stops. Every step you take toward becoming smarter, more focused, and more resilient is a step toward greatness. And once you start moving forward on this path, there's no going back. As you continue to implement the strategies we've discussed, remember this. Success is not a destination, it's a mindset. It's about having the courage to face challenges, the discipline to put in the work, and the resilience to bounce back when things get tough. It's about believing in your ability to change, to evolve, and to unlock the most powerful version of yourself. You now know that your brain is capable of far more than you've been led to believe. It's a tool, a muscle that can be trained, upgraded, and expanded. You don't have to settle for where you are right now. You have the power to change the trajectory of your life. The key is to never stop learning, never stop pushing yourself, embrace discomfort, because that's where the growth happens. Surround yourself with challenges that force your brain to work harder, think deeper, and become stronger. As you do this consistently, you'll notice that your ability to adapt, to think critically, and to solve problems becomes faster, more precise, and more efficient. The world is full of distractions, mediocrity, and people who are content with living on autopilot. But you're different. You're on the path to becoming exceptional, to breaking through limitations, and to stepping into your full potential. You're setting yourself apart from the crowd by choosing to focus on your personal growth, to cultivate resilience, and to embrace the power of your mind. So, what's next? It's time to take action. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the right time. Start now. Start small, but start today. Whether it's practicing deliberate focus, eliminating distractions, or embracing challenges, each step you take brings you closer to mastering your mind and achieving the success you've always dreamed of. Remember this. The most dangerous person in the room is not the one with the most knowledge, but the one who knows how to use their mind to think smarter, act faster, and persevere longer. You have what it takes to rise above, to become unstoppable, and to achieve greatness. Your potential is limitless. It's time to take control, to unlock your full potential, and to make it happen. You are the master of your mind, and when you choose to unleash it, the world will have no choice but to take notice. Now go out there, sharpen your mind, and make your mark on the world. The power is in your hands.